Hi everybody, I'm Sarah. Today I'm going to be showing you how to rig a hand in After Effects using Duik. Let's get started. If you don't know what Duik is, it is a free rigging plugin that you can download for After Effects from rainboxlab.org. I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic rigging system that just keeps getting better and better. I decided for this tutorial that I would use my favorite hand from the AIGA elections piece that I did last year. Now, if you didn't watch my project breakdown of that, I'm going to go ahead and go through all the layers I have in here. So we've got the arm here, and we've got the hand, as well as each finger has 3 sections: a base, a mid, and the tip. The thumb only has 2. And then there's guides for, I've got the main joint guides, which includes the pointer finger since that's in front. If I turn those off, then I also have ones for the pinky, which I call pink guides. And I got the ring guides, and I have the mid guides for the middle finger. And then every layer also has a stroke version of that layer. And this will allow me to create a seamless stroke around my hand illustration that I'm going to be rigging for you guys today. And yeah, so you can see everything is very labeled very cleanly. This is a very important step, so that way you don't get confused about what is what. So always label your layers. Okay, so that covers the Illustrator file. Let's go ahead and jump into After Effects. So here's just a blank project file. I'm going to import this as composition, retain layer sizes. Oh, I clicked the wrong hand somehow. Composition. No, oh, that's what happened. It thinks it's a sequence. It's not a sequence. I just want this file. There we go. Okay. I need one view. So now I could see that it has imported everything. And joint guides are on, but you can't really see them because I'm in such a low preview. We want full. Now we can see them. Okay. Here's Duik, and before we really jump into this, I'm going to go ahead and switch my workspace to my character workspace. And I don't need that right now. I'll save some space. This is just easier to see all the layers this way. And I can drag this over because they're not named that long, just to create some more space for this. So Duik is really awesome for just having certain like you could just click this and it'll make a human skeleton, it'll make an arm, a leg. For the hand, I didn't use any of these presets. I created custom ones. So number of elements, create. So it's over here. And this will be for our thumb. So it's pretty simple. I drag this over. I drag this over here. And I'm centering it on the middle joint. Here. And then this, the end, needs to go, hey, over here, come on, to the tip. Let's just double check that things are aligned properly. And before we do anything else, we are going to make sure these are named correctly. So this is going to be thumb base. This will be thumb tip. And then this will just be thumb. Excellent. Now before I move on to the other fingers, just keep this, actually never mind, scratch that. Let's go ahead and do the pointer finger, and for that we're going to need 3 bones. Duik magic happening. Same thing as before. We'll drag this over and drag this one over the center there. And because when I zoom in this is getting so blurry, I'm just going to make this a little bit easier to see. I'm going to throw a fill onto my guides. I'm going to make them white just to make this a little bit easier. Oops, I don't want to be moving that. I want to be moving my joint. There we go. To the tip, and let's name these. Okay, so this will be point base 2 point mid point tip tip, and then this will just be point. Excellent. You can see how that works. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this for the rest of the fingers, so I'll go ahead and skip ahead. All right. Now, as you can see, I now have bones set up for all my fingers, and it looks a little funny because as I was working, I was turning off layers so I could see the underneath. Now, I'll go ahead and I'll turn this paint guide off. I'll turn my regular joint guides on, and I'm just going to do this before we start rigging. I want that there. Excellent. Okay, let's turn this off now. Next step is I need to parent all of these. Okay, so let's go ahead and first, actually, and I'm also going to move the hands anchor point to that guide as well. Okay, Now, first things first, I'm going to parent the stroke layers to their corresponding regular layers. So the point tip stroke will go to point tip. Point mid stroke will go to point mid. Point base stroke will go to the point base. You get the idea. So I'm going to skip ahead and fast forward as I do this, and we'll keep going. All right, now that we have parented all that, let's go ahead and also take care of the accessories. So the pinky ring is going to be parented to the pink mid, I believe. We'll see if that messes up, and then we'll change that. And let's see, the bracelet needs to be parented to the arm. The thumb ring to the jewel, and the setting. We're going to parent those to the ring. The ring is going to be parented to the base of the thumb. Now the pointer rings, the pointer tip ring will go to the point tip. The base rings will go to the base. Okay, now we're going to parent the Illustrator layers to the corresponding structure layers. So we're going to need tie the joint guides. So thumb tip to thumb tip, thumb base to thumb base, pointer tip to point tip, point mid to point mid, point base to point base, hand. Oh yeah, there's no controller for this yet. Arm, arm, I'll just leave that there for now. Mid tip to mid tip, mid mid to mid mid, mid base to mid base, and so on. You get the idea. All right, looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and next I'm going to select the hand, and I'm going to create a controller for it. And parent that hand to the controller. Now, if I rotate this, it'll rotate the hand. Excellent. Now, I'm also going to then select these bases and parent them to that controller. And now when I rotate, oh, I left the thumb behind. Thumb, base, the hand. Excellent. I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to select Auto Rig and IK. Go ahead and hide all these structures so we can see everything better. So I grab the point, and yeah, there's a little bit of funkiness that happens, but that's something you adjust while you animate. Now what I like to do is I like to color code. So point is fine being, we'll leave thumb as red, point we'll go ahead and do an orange. Mid will be yellow. Ring will be green. Pink we'll go ahead and do a blue. And the hand, that controller, let's make it like a purple. Now the next thing I like to do is move things over a bit. It's easier to see things that way. And this will make the layer red. Orange. Move you over. Mid. Yellow. Move you over and up. You stay green. Move you over and up. Blue. Move you over and up. And we're going to make the size on this guy much bigger. Alright, excellent. So now you can see easily what controller controls each finger. And it does some funny stuff if you pull it out too far. But yeah, so I can move this down here. The thumb, it's bending the wrong way, but that you just reverse it. And now bend the correct way. But now we have these lines here at the base, and that's a pretty easy solve actually. So I just go to the thumb base stroke here, and I will draw a mask over it. Press M on the keyboard to bring up the mask, and we don't want add, we want subtract. And then you just tweak it as needed. And then we'll do the same for the point base stroke. Close it, press M on the keyboard, change it from add to subtract. Now, and if I turn on transparency, you see that we have a nice clean outline with all of our fingers. And to change that odd bend that's happening, you can adjust the weight. If you mess with the FK on the second joint, you can get it to stop doing that and bend the other way. Yeah, while I was animating this, I had to do a lot of adjusting keyframing of the weight and the FK as well to get the fingers to move how I wanted them to. But this is how I rigged all of my hands. And to solve the problem of when that rotates and these all mess up, you can also go ahead and parent all of these to the hand, so that way when the hand rotates, the finger position rotates now. See? So that's nice. But I'm going to undo everything and get my fingers all back into their starting positions. Oh, I'm gonna have to redo the masks. Oh well. Because there's one thing I did forget to do. Just keep that big. Okay. Now these all, if I hit position, you'll see that they're not in a 0 position. So I want to highlight all of these and I want to hit 0. And what that does now is their starting positions will now all be 0, which just makes when you're animating easier. That's done, so let me go ahead and now take all those and then parent them to the hand. I wonder what happens if I parent them first and then I tell it to 0 out. Now let me rotate the hand. Okay, there we go. So you want to parent them to the hand controller first at the wrist for the rotation and then 0 them out, and that will still keep them so that way when you rotate the hand the controllers will move with it, which will just be easier while you're posing your hands, and then it will also 0 out the position as well, which is nice. And then the arm, parent that to the hand, and that, since it's in the same spot, you can just rotate it. It'll stay with it. Alright, well that covers how to rig a hand using Duik. Let me know if you have any questions, and have fun. Bye everybody.